My dear students, we have been discussing about management and organizational behavior. Today, we'll talk about the conflicts, how it affects the organization. So, consequences of organizational conflicts. There are various consequences of organizational conflict, and now we can categorize them as positive consequences and negative consequences. So, what is a positive consequence? A positive consequence of organizational conflict is something like this: a conflicting environment in an organization. What is conflict? Conflict means difference of opinion. So the conflicting environment, if there are some environment or situations where there is a difference of opinion between the employees, we call that as conflicting environment in an organization. So this gives an opportunity to the individuals for analyzing the situation in an unbiased and objective manner. So these are all the positive consequences. So when people are giving different opinions, maybe some of them help us to think in a different way. So that helps you to do something better, improve yourself. So that is why we call this as positive consequences. And an individual's knowledge with respect to the particular situation would be assessed and evaluated on the basis of their performance, their discipline, behavior, and also on the procedures, policies, methods, and rules to be followed by him or her. So positive consequences will also help an individual's knowledge to improve and also know better as to how they should perform. And this type of knowledge assists the individual in developing their skills further. So we can learn from others also. If somebody is giving a good idea, good suggestion, good advice, that will help us to grow better. And when the conflicts which arise in the organizations are resolved, then it will result in satisfaction of the needs of the managers. Because when there is a fight, and if we are able to resolve the fight, then there will be a smooth environment and satisfaction of the needs of the managers. And it will also act as a source of great motivation and satisfaction for the managers. So this will help that everybody is in a friendly manner, everybody is cordial, and there won't be any difference of opinion, there won't be any conflict, then everybody will focus on the work. Now, the resolution process. What is the resolution process of the organizational conflicts? It can also result in the development of the individuals. As I said, individuals can learn from others' suggestions, others, whatever the experience they share. So that is going to help the organization as well as the growth of an individual. So people usually accept the rules and respect the values of the organization. So now what will happen? People will start respecting the rules laid by the organization. And resolution of organizational conflicts bring the employees together and enable them to work in coordination with one another and also attain some common objectives. So there won't be any fight, there won't be any opposition or resistance. So they will all be friendly and they will accept each other's opinion, and they will give a good result for the organization. And also the conflicting situations in an organization usually lead to great number of challenges for managers, because the challenges of first of all resolving the conflict as well as then making them work towards the goal of an organization, it is a big challenge for every manager. So in order to face such challenges, the managers follow creative techniques. So every manager, they have to use a creative technique. What should I do if two staff or two employees are fighting, they are not getting along with each other, or if they are fighting with the manager himself, how they should solve this, how they should handle that employee. It is a strategy which the manager should employ. And attentiveness and vigilance forms the main part of their managerial style. So the managers also improve by resolving the conflicts. So in order to resolve the conflicts, managers constantly identify new objectives, procedures, policies, and values which are greatly accepted by the members. So managers, whatever they say, the employees should accept. They should say, yes, we will do this. So for which the managers have to use several strategies. So therefore, change may be regarded as one of the positive consequences of conflict. So mindset has to change. Okay, they are telling for the benefit of the organization. So this is what the managers need to communicate to the employees. So the process of resolving organizational conflicts acts as one of the main tool of organizational development. Because if we start wasting time in just fighting with each other, then we will not be able to achieve anything that the organization is looking for. So there should not be any fight. There should not be any difference of opinion. Everybody should be positive. So this is what is the main tool for organizational development. So now let us see about the negative or destructive consequences. So negative is something which is going to cause some damage. So consequences is what? After effect. If they have some fight, what will happen? What will happen is what we call it as a consequences. So this is going to cause some destructive effect. Means what? Damaging the organization, either in the production or the name or image or whatever it is. So that is very, very important, which need to be taken care. So now this hostile nature of groups. Hostile nature of groups means they don't have that engagement. They don't feel that they are part of the organization. They feel the enemies. They feel organization as an enemy, manager as an enemy. They'll feel like what to do to damage the organization. So that anger, that mindset should not be there. So this hostile nature of groups, lack of trust among employees, negative feelings are some of the negative consequences of the conflict. So if timely and appropriate corrective measures are not taken to overcome these consequences, then it will badly affect the functioning of the organization. So whenever there is a dispute between the employees, dispute between the employee and the manager, immediately it has to be resolved. You should not postpone it. If you start postponing it, automatically the image or the productivity of the organization will get affected. And these conflicts which takes place in the organization at frequent intervals. What is meant by frequent intervals? Every now and then, maybe it will be once in a week, once in a month, then it will start once in 2 days, or every day, or even every hour. So there will be a lot of fights and we will be wasting time on resolving that, and also convincing them to do the work. So these intervals usually lead to confusion, inconsistency, and imbalance in the employees. So lack of harmony. What is harmony? Harmony is peace. So peace of mind and the peaceful environment is very, very essential for the good functioning of any organization. So lack of harmony in organizational objectives and lack of integration among the different subsystems of the organization are the main negative outcomes of the conflicts. So if you have conflict, if they have fights, what happens? There won't be any cooperation. They will not have teamwork. They will not work as per the requirements of the organization. And now the interpersonal. What is interpersonal? This is between two people, one and the other person. The interpersonal as well as intergroup, one team and the other team. So they have conflicts. That means what? If one person has a difference of opinion with the other person, or one group or the one team has a difference of opinion with other team, we call it as a group conflict or individual interpersonal conflict. So this usually result in hostile feeling among two group members. So hostile means what? No ownership feeling. They don't feel that they belong to that place. So that is very, very dangerous, which would further result in an unpleasant and an unwanted behavior from the group members. So people would not like this and there will be an unpleasant feeling. And the conflicts in an organization may result in the failure of achieving the planned goals. So goal is something which is to be achieved, because organization will have a vision and they wanted to achieve that. So if there are conflicts with the employees, then they are not to work towards the goal. So they won't do their work properly. Every day there will be fights. So this will lead to not achieving or failure of achieving the required goal or reaching the required goal. Something like goal displacement will happen. And usually the conflict resolution becomes quite essential for employees as they invest their efforts and resources in resolving the conflicts instead of achieving the organizational goals. So time will be wasted because manager have to sit and solve the problems. They have to sit and talk to the employees and resolve the problems. Instead, they can do some work so that the organization can grow. So therefore, it results in displacement of organization goals. So every day you come to office, what happens? You have to focus that you are going to work towards reaching the goal of the organization. Instead, now if you are going to sit and resolve the conflicts, what happens? Your goal is going to be displaced. So this is what is about organizational consequences of the conflict. So we should make sure that the conflicts doesn't occur. If at all it occurs, if it is a positive conflict, then it is going to improve the growth of an individual as well as the growth of the organization. And if it is a negative conflict, that means where there is a difference of opinion which leads to fight. So when there is a fight between an individual, interpersonal conflict between one person and the other person, or between one group and the other group, their goal will be displaced. Their goal will not be achieving the organization's goal, but their goal will be only resolving the conflicts and fighting with each other and finding faults on each other. So these consequences will not improve the productivity of the organization. So the conflicts have to be resolved at the early stage. Stay blessed, and we will meet in the next topic.